This morning I woke up at 4:30 a.m. The time is currently 5:57 and it's Friday the 13th. This is one of my first, it is my first YouTube video back, and in this video I'm gonna talk about discipline and why it's not motivation that you need. What it is setting up your environment correctly so that you automatically become disciplined. I'm going to run you through this exact system and the exact strategy I use at the end of the video, but today I'm going to do a mini vlog. We're going to go to the gym together. I'm going to train some legs. I'm going to show you what I get up to during my day and how I become disciplined and how I am someone who takes control over their life rather than life taking control over me. Halfway through my morning routine, and I was actually gonna finish my morning routine and then record this part of the video, but I just read a very compelling chapter. Never choose the easy option because it is simple or fast or yields immediate satisfaction. You will pay a high price in the end. This part of the morning is all about checking in with my clients and keeping them accountable and holding them at a high standard. We've got to start every morning with a fresh shower before we head out. So that's done, out of the way. Now off to hit the gym and hit some legs. All right, boys, morning routine done now. On my way to the gym and going to hit legs. You might wonder what's the point of having a morning routine? And for me, it's all about setting my mind right for the day ahead so I can accomplish the tasks that I need to the best of my capabilities. The hardest part of the morning is actually when the alarm goes off and getting out of bed, because when that alarm goes off, all you want to do is just snooze and go back to sleep. The bed's so comfortable and everything inside here is telling you that you don't need to get up. You can just relax for another hour and then get up and start working and doing what you need to do. You don't need to wake up extra early to start your morning routine or to go to the gym. You're looking for every excuse under the sun to not wake up. But the way to get over that is to remind yourself of what you actually want to accomplish, what your goals are in life. Because once you remind yourself, then the desire of your mission and what you want to achieve becomes higher than the desire to stay in bed and snooze and go back to sleep for another hour. You can't even be responsible for the time you wake up in the morning, and how on earth do you think, really, that you'll be able to lead other people? When you grew up, who was the closest person to you that you tried to be like? It was always going to be your dad. It was always going to be your father. And so if you want to be a good role model for your children, you need to master discipline right now. And one of the first steps to do that is very simply waking up in the morning and do what you say you're going to do, which is go to the gym. You need to practice that over years, and it's not going to be easy. It's not supposed to be easy. But the thing is, nobody said it was going to be easy, my friend. Once you do it over and over and over again, I can tell you it does become easier. Maybe the mornings are still hard, maybe the alarm clock goes off and you still want to snooze, but it does become easier because it becomes a part of who you are. Anyways, just pulling up to the gym now. So gonna hit a leg workout, which I've been struggling with a little bit over the past few months. I'll talk about it after the workout. But yeah, gonna hit it hard, and I'll show you the workout now. Hope you enjoy the montage. Let's go, boys. Back from the gym, pretty solid leg day. Very happy with that. I increased reps on my Romanian deadlifts, and the rest of my movements I managed to increase the weight. So progressions all round, which means I'm getting stronger, which means I'm building muscle and getting closer to my goal of looking my best and feeling my best. Because when you look your best, you actually feel your best as well. When you look your best, it breeds confidence. But in order to look your best, you need to put the work in. And when you put the work in, over time, you become disciplined. However, I wasn't disciplined with legs over the past month, 6 weeks. And the reason for that is because, I mean, I could come up with every excuse under the sun. The truth is, I just didn't want it enough. I found it too hard. And so I started slacking. One missed session turned into another one. Then I started decreasing all my weights and just taking legs kind of lightly. But then I realized that if I want to be someone who has full control of my life, then I can't be neglecting legs, because how can I allow the pain that I get from my leg sessions to dictate what I do? If I allow one thing to dictate what I do, then I'm going to allow more and more things to dictate what I do. And then I'm going to end up in a place that I don't want to be in. Whereas if I take full control of my life, not just in the gym, but in every other area of my life, then I decide the direction I'm going in, and where I end up doesn't become an accident. It becomes a product of my decisions and what I've done in the past. And so I quickly realized, hold on, mate, if you're not training legs properly right now, something has to change. And so I switched up my program a little bit, because I clearly wasn't enjoying it. I wasn't liking the exercises that I was doing. And since then, I've started building up my strength in my legs again and started building muscle in my legs again. And I've been consistently doing that now for the past 3 weeks. So, you know, it does happen from time to time. You might fall off, but you quickly give yourself a reality check of where you are and where you want to be and what kind of man you want to become. Again, not just for yourself, but for the people around you. Then you are going to quickly fix up and do something about it. If nothing changes, nothing changes. And if you don't like where you are, then something has to change. It's that simple. And once you understand that, once you're aware of that, then you're in the step, then the next step is to take action and do something about it. And so that's exactly what I did with legs. And funnily enough, I actually am enjoying legs the most out of all of my training sessions right now. And it just goes to show, when you consistently put the work in, you change as a human being. You go from not liking legs, not wanting to train legs at the gym, to actually enjoying the sessions and looking forward to the sessions. And so once you are self-aware, once you start putting the work in and actually taking action, then you have a complete total mindset shift and things start to change around you. All right, since coming back from the gym, I've had a shower and I'm about to record a separate YouTube video. Just before recording this video, made myself another coffee. This is my second coffee of the day. I also had a Monster when working out. I'm probably going to have, to be honest with you, another 2 more of these. And the reason being, especially today, is I'm trying to keep my calories as low as possible, especially obviously when I'm trying to lose weight. And it's Friday today, so I've got Friday night dinner and I'm going to be indulging a little bit, right? I'll probably have about 2,000-3,000 calories, let's say, tonight. You have to bear in mind dessert as well, which is usually quite high in calories. Have a glass of red wine, maybe even 2. And so the calories add up, and I don't want to go too crazy. I don't want to be in a surplus and I don't want to gain weight. So that's why I'm going to sacrifice the next 5, 6, 7 hours, however long it is, until dinner, and not eat any food at all so that I can enjoy myself later. I don't really care that much if I'm hungry. Like I said, I can have a coffee or two or three to keep me going. I care much more about my results and the type of man that I want to become, and that's a disciplined man. And so if you are dieting, it's a no-brainer. You know that you're going to be eating, drinking, whatever on the weekend, so sacrifice calories from elsewhere. I'm doing it just on the same day, but you can also sacrifice calories during the week for the weekend. During the week, you're working, you should be working hard, you're productive, you're busy, and so it is a little bit easier to diet during the week. So instead of having 1,700 calories, have 1,400 calories, and you save yourself just there 1,500 calories. As you can tell, I'm dressed all smart now. Why? Because I'm off to have Friday night dinner. When it comes to the end of the Friday, it is the end of my work week. This is when I stop working, I put my phone down, and I have a day of rest. Now, this is generally quite new to me. If you know me, you know that this has never been a part of my life. And if you were to ever ask me if I could do the Shabbat, the Sabbath, I would say no way. I need my Saturdays. I need every second I can get to work on my business and improve where I am within my business and within life. But over the past maybe 6 weeks, 2 months, I have started to keep Shabbat, or at least trying to observe more and more. And one of the best things I did was to put my phone down and to not work on Shabbat. Now, in the beginning, it was hard. It required discipline. I would always automatically want to pick up my phone and use it and message clients. And I was worried that my clients might need me and whatnot. But eventually, I realized that actually taking a day of rest was the best thing that ever happened to me. So this again just goes to show that once you can stay disciplined with something for a period of time, it eventually comes easy to you. And not only that, I love it. And it's the exact same with the gym. It's hard to stay disciplined at first. It's hard to stay on track with your diet consistently. But once you find your rhythm, once you understand what it's really about, that is when it becomes easy and it becomes one of the best things that you can do in life. I'm talking about the Shabbat, but I'm also talking about going to the gym, working on yourself, and becoming a disciplined man. So there you go, boys. That was my day. Now, as I'm recording this, it's actually the night before. As you can see here, 12th of March, 8:45, and I'm just getting ready for bed. Going to sleep soon so I can get about 7 hours of sleep tonight. Now, I spoke right in the beginning about how it's important to set up your environment to win, and this is what disciplined men do on a day-to-day basis. Nobody is naturally disciplined. Everybody had to work towards it, and eventually discipline becomes easy. But I spent years of my life not being disciplined. I spent years of my life being on and off with the gym, with nutrition, with work, with mindset, with actually achieving even the smallest of tasks on a day-to-day basis. But it was only once I started actually thinking about what I need to achieve and then planning towards it that I started making a difference. So I'm going to show you right now what I'm doing for tomorrow. Okay, so this is my plan for tomorrow. I've just literally written that 10 minutes ago, what time I'm going to wake up, what time I'm even taking a shit. And then this is my morning routine. This is me going to the gym, training legs, and then everything I have to do for work, recording YouTube video, editing, booking my sessions for the following week. Now, I only started doing this maybe 4 years ago. And before this, I just never really had any type of structure to my day. It first began with actually just figuring out when I can go to the gym. Now, for so many of you, you struggle to show up. You say, okay, I'm going to go to the gym on Wednesday, but you never do. And I believe a big reason for that is because you don't pencil it in your diary. You know you're going to be at work tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. But then you don't have anything else penciled in your diary. I bet when you're at work, you even write down what time you have certain meetings, what time you might have a viewing, what time you might have a call, whatever. You write everything down, and then that guarantees that you're going to follow through. But you don't write down what time you're going to go to the gym. This, by the way, took me no less than 2 minutes to plan out my day tomorrow. Now, I'm not saying plan out every single second of every single day or of everything that you do. I mean, I wrote down what time I'm going to be in the toilet tomorrow morning because it's generally the first thing I do when I wake up. But when you're trying to really become disciplined, okay, and you want to go to the gym on a consistent basis, the night before you go to sleep, pencil in exactly what time you're going to go so that when that time comes, you know, okay, you've left that slot for the gym, you've taken into account getting to the gym, you've taken into account coming back from the gym. Overall, you're talking about maybe 1.5 hours from your day, which, by the way, you only need to do that 3 days a week. And then you consistently do that over a period of time. This just becomes natural for you. I don't think, oh shit, I've got to go to the gym. Oh, what? It's just so natural to me now. But let me reassure you that I wasn't born with this. And nobody who is disciplined is born with it. Everybody worked towards it. And this is how you set your environment right. This is what you need to do to consistently go to the gym. And then once you put the work in, you then become disciplined. People think you just wake up disciplined. You say, okay, I'm going to the gym. I'm going to be disciplined from now on. That's not how it works. My guy, you have to do the work on a consistent basis, and then discipline comes afterwards. I don't even think I'm that disciplined anymore because this now has become so easy for me to go to the gym and to make sure that I'm hitting all my targets nutrition wise. Why? Because I've done it over and over and over again. So this is the first thing you have to do in order to make your way to become a disciplined man. And once you do this over a long period of time, it will also become easy for you. Anyway, guys, funny, I recorded this part before the day, but I'm also going to end the video on this. I thank you for watching. This is my first YouTube video back, and there's going to be many more to come. If you like the content, hit the subscribe. By the way, I've never really done YouTube like this before, so this whole hit the subscribe stuff is new to me. But I'll also put a link in my bio below if you want to jump on a call and talk about coaching. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers, guys. Have a good one.